Hello Tubesters, it's Gav, welcome to another video, Slurpy Tea Drinker. Right, oh I forgot what I was going to show you. We've got some progress on this, the Tamiya 1 in 35 scale Sherman tank, which hopefully that's not too bad. No, they're all the stowage bits that are sliding around in there. This was sent to me by a good Mara of the channel, Vic at Vic's Minis, and it's being built as a tribute to him because he's such a nice bloke, and he genuinely is. You know, sometimes I can be a bit flippant, but he's a really first-class fella. I'll hopefully again put his link in the description, and please go and check his channel out because he does a bit of everything. He's a war gamer, a modeler and a display figure painter. So if you go and check him out, there'll be something. If you're here for this my channel, which you know roughly does those type of things, you won't be disappointed with Victor's work. So at the moment, I have done the basic painting on the tank itself. That's the hull, turret and the running gear. I'm trying to, I've got this, I was so prepared I haven't even got it with me. Anyway, there's a guy called Matt E Models, go and check his channel out. He does, as well as doing, you know, I don't know if you want to call them tutorials, but he'll show you himself doing the models, armour models, mainly 1 in 35 scale, but he also does book, if not reviews, but give you an idea of what you know, particular modelling books are out there. And because of him, I'm 30 odd pound down, well, with postage. I think it's about 29 quid. And I got the Adam Wilder book 2, which is I believe the book 1 covers sticking models together and all the filling and thing. I believe I haven't got that, but I have got book 2. I wanted at least one book that would take me through most of the stages. This one's slightly different, probably because he's well known for his colour modulation, so very like dark shadows, very bright highlights, and then you use your weathering techniques and stuff to bring it all in. And I thought, yeah, I like that. I'll have a go at that. Now, I've not been particularly successful on this occasion, but as he says, if you don't try it and keep trying it, you, just like anything else with the figure painting and that, you're not going to get any better at it. So I looked at, when Matt was doing the, you know, flick through the book, I thought, yeah, that's something I can buy into. I'm going to take a punt on that because I need something as a go-to, you know, reference to pull out the bookshelf and understand the theory of it and the next stages. So join me at the bench and we'll take a look at what type of progress I've made so far. Right guys, thanks for joining me at the bench. As you can see, this is the progress so far. Yes, I know it doesn't look a lot. Let me put the readers on. I always do this, I do a video and don't put my glasses on first. Right, the idea with these is you go from a fairly, I put the dark shadow areas in first with black, and then I built up you know, colour gradients. Now I think it needs to be a lot brighter than this. Again, that's just a learning curve, you know, you just got to go with show some gloves on really, but yeah, you just have to, you know, learn as you go. What you do at the end, these high points here, you use a brush. He says he's quite happy to use a brush on these, and they really get highlighted. Again, they could be highlighted more. It really is, you know, a learning process. So, you know, we'll see what it looks like at the end. I did get a couple of splatter off the airbrush there, but to be honest with you, that was the only one that I could see on the whole spray, so I'm getting better. I thought the armour texture really came out well. As you can see there, I put a primer coat over the top of it, just to, you know, merge it all together, and then obviously paint it over the top. And I think that's really quite a nice texture. I think that's the best one I've done, because before I was just using Mr. Surfacer 500 dabbed straight on and then a bit of a sand. But this one I've hit it more with the glue and the filler, just like Night Shift does. Although it had texture, cast texture on, I wanted to put more on because I saw they were quite scabby. Not as bad as maybe as a T34, but they were quite scabby. So I wanted to show a difference between that and the smoother texture on the hull. The weld, as you can see, is a bit naff. Steve Jones has shown a decent technique on his latest video, if anybody wants to go and see it, using soldering wire and super glue to achieve the same thing. It'd probably be a lot neater. So I'm going to try that next, Steve. Thank you very much for the tip, Mara, and making the video. It's appreciated. You see the shadow areas work well there. Again, I put a bit of extra weld along there, and again it's lumpy and not very good. But as I say, it's a learning process. When you haven't touched one, well, all right, I know I've been doing it for off and on for a couple of years, but I don't have a lot of experience under my belt, and I'm obviously painting figures a lot of the time as well, so it's not like I'm making tons and tons of models. But I don't know. I don't think that's come up too bad. And the same with the texture on the lower hull, the rear, and I did put a tiny bit of putty again around the lamp guards just to show there's a bit of weld there. So yeah, it's probably, obviously when Adam Wilder writes books about his techniques, so he's been doing it a long time, so I'm not beating myself up, but it probably does have to be better colours than this, brighter than this, doing the modulation. But as I say, you've got to learn, start somewhere, and then just take it from there, really. I thought the mantlet came up quite well. Now the big letdown for myself, and I can, I suppose, pull it back, is the road wheels. Now these the road wheels have to go on. You have to put them on the spindle in between, and then close up the entire section. So the road wheels and these rollers at the top, they get fitted on. Now that means you can't get into a lot of the areas, so I kept them separate and sprayed them on the inside, then put them together and then sprayed them over, completely forgetting, of course, there's a blooming great seam line and goes down there, and some of it dips in sometimes on some of the rollers and some of it doesn't. I've got to check. I mean, I know I'm not going to be that lucky, but I'm hoping that there is some type of maybe weld section across the top. I doubt it. I imagine that piece is one piece in real life and gets welded to the main block. But yeah, I can't see me being able to put up with that. I can see me having to sand all that down, which is going to be a real bummer, and refill it or do whatever I've got to do with it as far as I can. Obviously, again, this piece here, there's a big gap there. Now the chances of me being able to fill that and make it look nice is slim. That's a real shame, because I didn't go to town cutting too much rubber out these. I cut a tiny, the odd nick here and there, and then I stippled about 3 colours of grey on, just a stippling brush, just to give us that. I mean, it's got a bit heavy there, but that can be either moved round or covered over. Most of it won't be seen when it's all weathered anyway, but yeah, I did some weathering on those, so that's a shame, that is, because I know I'm not going to be able to get into these under sections to properly clean those out. The problem is if you push these together and glue them, you can't get your wheels and rollers on. So yeah, it's probably, I don't know if the newer kits like the Ryefield ones, you've got to do that, but yeah, that was a shame. So yeah, that's all I've got to show you really. The next thing I'm going to do with this is do the, let me just get that back a bit. The next bit we're going to be doing is putting a blue filter over. I'm debating whether I put it through the airbrush or to paint it on with a brush. Adam says you can do either. He says blue if this is going to be in a cold environment. So we're looking at well, the Battle of the Bulge really, around that time, just after it. So I'm more or less going towards the idea of putting a winter faded bit of winter camo on there. He says you know, put a blue filter over for winter, or if you want to warm it up slightly, put a yellow filter over it on green. And put a bit of blue in the white if you can do the winter camo. So yeah, I'm halfway leaning to doing a winter camo on it, but but a real faded one. Literally, it's just going to be in the recesses. You know, nothing major. So I've done, as I say, I've made up the stowage. None of it's primed and whatever. It's all been sanded down and stuff. But I've done the stowage. It does come with a fair bit of stowage. I'm not doing anything particularly homemade on this. Yeah, I filled in underneath the body obviously because it was all open, but I will probably just be going with the stowage that's on there. I didn't think it came with any decals for the ration boxes and the ammo tins and that, and I believe it does, because otherwise I was just going to half cover them with tarps, because it's alright having wooden boxes on, but most of the time they'd have some type of writing which you can't reproduce really by hand. It has to really be with some form of decal. So yeah, we'll see. But I'm probably just going with what I've got there on stowage wise. I just decided to do a test figure. I decided I would paint the 3 figures that come with it, apart from the tank crew. I normally prefer figures at rest, but rather than shooting figures and stuff, but that's what's in the box. So I've just put a base coat on this guy. There's nothing. I've got to orange that up, I think, a lot yet. Put some shadow areas in, but again, I was debating. I was actually going to do this as some type of paint along, but I thought, well, most of his face is covered and stuff. It's going to be hard to get in there with the camera seeing much. Where a couple of the other guys have got more open faces and open bodies, you know, so I just thought I'd do this guy as a test in my spare time. What spare time, Gav? But yeah, just on 5 minutes here and there, get a bit of paint on him. So thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look. We will be, as I say, putting a filter on this next, and I believe it might be decals. I can never remember what I've got to do, but yeah, I believe it's decals after that, and then obviously all the types of weathering on top of that. I believe that's the next stage, but I'd have to consult my book. So guys, look after yourselves. I'm going to be at Telford on Saturday, so if anybody's at Telford, you know, feel free to stand 6 feet away and wave hello. I will be wearing, well, just look for a tall guy, built like a melting snowman. I'll be having me blue Snoopy mask on, so really can't be missed. So yeah, if you're there at Telford on Saturday, Gav will be there. Good Marry the Channel Ron was telling me on Facebook that there's just the 2 halls open this year. So I believe normally there's 3. So, you know, it's obviously going to be a more condensed show. So, you know, it's be interesting to see how packed out it gets. So, yeah, anybody going to Telford, hope to see you there. And I will do a Telford video, obviously, with photographs that they're going to be taken from my camera. Sorry, of course, it's going to be taken from my camera, but my video camera. I'll won't use my mobile probably, but I'll get as many photos as I can, just like I did on the last one. I believe as I always say to you guys, like most shows, you don't get great lighting. Not their fault, it's obviously just a big venue, isn't it? But the lighting isn't going to be brilliant. So obviously the photographs aren't going to be brilliant, but you'll get an idea. And I'm sure there'll be a load of other people taking Telford videos and photos and stuff as well. So look after yourselves. Coming up, I have absolutely no idea. I'm taking my time on, as the client knows, on my 18mm nap commission. Well, I say taking my time, what I mean is I've got one unit that could be based, but I'm just about to clean up some mounted figures for kernels for those two bases. So I've just decided I've only got about 10 left to do, and then I've done all the figures for the two units that I've got to show you. So there won't be a nap commission update for probably another week or two, depending. What else we got? I started painting one of the 28mm 30-year war figures mounted, just to see how that would look, and I'm going to do the other one as a paint along. And well, it's another three, but one of them would be a paint along. Is there anything else, Gav? Thank you for the kind comments on the Wild West figures, by the way. Pink Panther has got as far as getting some rock stuck on her base and nothing else at the moment, but it will get there. HMS Kent hasn't seen much work in the shipyards, just like a real one. But I am working on her tonight and probably sometime over the weekend as well. So there will be an update on Kent. I keep promising it, but there will be an update in the next 7 days or so. I had to order a couple of figures for the commission, for the 18mm nap commission, and I've ordered a couple of test figures, or a couple of groups of test figures to paint for myself at some stage. And I've just seen that Joachim, well, anyway, we all know Joachim, model bow. Sorry, Joachim, but he's doing along with his Mara another build. Everybody get involved on artillery, and he says you can do anything that's artillery related. Well, one of the groups that I've sent for is an artillery piece and crew, so I might be able to have a punt on that one and get myself in there. Don't do these type of things very often, but I might, as I was painting it up, at least I can actually put it into that one. That'll be good. Apart from that, I think that's everything. There will be obviously other figures popping up from time to time. That 1 in 35 scale American in greatcoat should be up in the next few days. And I believe I might have a couple of unboxings, and who knows what Gav will be bringing back from Telford. As I said, I first went to Telford in 2018, came back spending the princely sum of £10 on a book. I then went on 2019 and spent about £110. No, yeah, probably no, £70 I think I spent on books and a couple of figures. So we will see. Right, I'm waffling as always, but that's what I do. Look after yourselves. Yes, that will be one of the videos I'll be coming up, which will be a Telford report. Look after yourselves. I appreciate all the likes and the kind comments that you guys put my way. It's really appreciated. As I say, we're a happy little group here on YouTube, and I really appreciate the kind words and support that you guys show. So thank you very much, and I will speak to you soon, probably Sunday, with a Telford update, or could be Monday, who knows. Look after yourselves, guys.